Welcome to Modern Management of the Older Adult, brought to you by the Institute of Clinical Excellence.
All right, good morning, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the PT on Ice Daily Show, brought to you by the Institute of Clinical Excellence. My name is Julie Brower. Super excited to be talking to you guys this morning on Jerry on Ice Day. So as always, let's talk about what's going on in the world of MMOA, because we have some exciting announcements. First, we have a couple courses left for the rest of the year. So this weekend, we will be in Wisconsin. This weekend we're in Wyoming. November 12th, we will be in Wisconsin and Georgia. So if you want to catch us on the road, those are your last chances until 2023. And then our online course starts January 4th. So first one of the new year, January 4th, go over to ptonice.com, check the courses out, ask us any questions. We'll be happy to jam with you about any of that stuff. Now, exciting announcement. The MMOA crew has our own Instagram page. Yes, we have our own Instagram page. So all of the best older adult excellence is going to be on that page. That is mmoa.icephysio. mmoa.icephysio on Instagram. Go give us a follow. Jeff Musgrave just did a learning how to fall workshop with his Stronger Life folks. And you can go ahead and grab that workshop, all the slides, over on that Instagram page. The link is in the bio. All right. So diving into our topic today, will home health fix my burnout? Will home health fix my burnout? So I've had a lot of students, a lot of clinicians reaching out to me on Instagram, on email, wanting to ask advice on whether they should go into home health, if that's a good setting for them. I've had a lot of really awesome individual conversations with folks where we jam for like 30 plus minutes about navigating this decision. So I get like three main questions. One about burnout, two about whether it's really lucrative, and three, whether folks can really bring a fitness forward approach to this population that you would see in home health. Those are the three main ones I get. We are going to focus just on the burnout piece this morning because it's a very loaded question, and I want to give it some good time. So hopefully, any of you who are thinking of this switch, it's going to give you something that can really help you navigate this. All right. When you're thinking about jumping ship, right, on the setting that you're in, when you're thinking the grass is greener on the other side, I encourage you all to dig really, really deep and be honest with yourself about what is causing your burnout. What is causing your burnout? And that can really be filtered into two main topics, two main questions. First, is it the job itself? Is it the specific contextual factors surrounding your job that's burning you out? That's number one. Number two, is it just full-time clinical care, regardless of the factors surrounding your job, that are burning you out? You have to figure out which one of those is burning you out first before you can make a really good informed decision. So a lot of students and clinicians, when they reach out to me and I'm asking them, what is burning you out? When it has to do with the contextual factors of the job, the list is something like this. I am double booked all day, every day, and I cannot give quality care. I am working early mornings to late evenings, and I really want and need more flexibility in my schedule. I'm trying to get pregnant. I hear this is a really great switch if I want to start a family. I'm exhausted from treating such sick patients in the hospital. I really want to work with higher level folks. I'm missing out on time with my family because I have to work weekends. I'm treating full time and I'm the clinic manager. I'm working 50 hours a week and I'm not getting paid extra. I'm sick of insurance dictating how I treat, my discharge recommendations, my plan of care, etc. This list can go on and on and on. So I really suggest that you all write down all of these factors that burn you out. Just brain dump the entire list. Are you going to be able to find a job that eliminates every single thing that contributes to your burnout? If you are going to be working in corporate healthcare, that answer is probably not, right? We can't manifest the perfect situation in corporate healthcare. But from there, take that brain dump list of everything that contributes to your burnout and dial it down to your non-negotiable list. Your non-negotiable list. AKA your I do not and I will not list, right? So that could sound something like this. I will not see more than one patient at a time. I will not treat patients past 4 p.m. I will not have someone else control my schedule. Now, most of the time, if those are on your non-negotiable list, home health can satisfy those 3 things most of the time. But when you're making this decision, whether you're at home, regardless of what setting you're in, when you're making this decision about your next move, it's much more powerful and likely that you'll end up filtering out the move that is not right for you if you really dial in a non-negotiable list. So, let's say you start in home health, right? You have satisfied your non-negotiable list. You have a pretty ideal situation. You have most of what you want, and you're still not happy. You still feel burned out, and you can't figure this out. You can't put your finger on it. And it's so frustrating because you still dread your workday. Yet you have a fairly ideal situation. And you're frustrated because you went to school for how many years? You're in so much debt. You went to school for so many years. And you're not even wanting to do the thing that you went to school for. Incredibly frustrating situation. So if that is still the case, it may be that you are burned out from doing full-time clinical care in and of itself. Regardless of the setting, regardless of all the contextual factors that go into your setting, you can just be burned out from being a full-time clinician. That's a hard conclusion to come to. But I'm telling you because I've done this, jumping from setting to setting to setting is not going to make you happy if your burnout comes from doing full-time clinical care. You will not be happy jumping from setting to setting if your burnout comes from doing full-time clinical care. You have to dig deep to figure out if that is why you are burned out. I've done this. I've been there, wasted a lot of time to come to the conclusion that I just don't want to be a full-time clinician. And many of my colleagues, many of my very close friends are coming to that conclusion now after being in the field for 7 to 8 years. So could your situation, the way you feel about your job, does your burnout go away if you change your situation to, I only work part-time or PRN. I will not work in clinical care more than 2 days a week. I will not work in clinical care past 2 p.m. on 3 days of the week. Like, create that scenario. Do you feel different? Does that take your burnout away? Is it that you love what you do? You love to help patients. You know that as a fitness forward clinician, you walking in that door is going to result in a dramatically different trajectory for that patient than if someone else walked in the door, and you believe you have to be out there in the field continuing to grind every day because you love being a clinician. I know so many of you do, but you just don't want to do it all day, every day. Then dropping down to PRN or part-time is the answer. Because what I can tell you is that folks who are really burned out in their current jobs and they want to go into home health because they think it's easier and they're exhausted, that is where this reputation that home health is where good clinicians go to die comes from. Because I will tell you, if you are burned out from doing clinical care and you go into home health full time and you just sandbag it, you're not going to get in trouble and you're still going to get paid and no one's watching you. I think that's where a lot of people end up and why people end up in home health. And it's for the wrong reason. Because that is not what you should think of. Instead is that maybe full-time clinical care isn't for me. Honest, you guys, there are other jobs, there are other fields where our skills as clinicians is very transferable. I promise. I think a lot of times as clinicians, we feel that all we can do is treat patients. That's all we're good at. I promise you it's not true. You just have to get out and start looking. Spend one day on LinkedIn or one day just searching the internet, talking to other colleagues who have gotten out of the profession, or they're dropped down to part-time and they're doing something else on the side that they really love. There are options out there. It is much better if you take yourself out of full-time clinical care because that burns you out, and put your time and effort into doing something else versus sandbagging it all day, every day. Because that is not going to be what is going to help these sick older adults that need our help. It's not going to help them get better. All right. So that's a lot of real talk for you guys, but I want you to really consider this. What is it that is burning you out? If you change the contextual factors of your job that burn you out, the schedule, the money, not having autonomy, treating multiple people at one time. If you change that, create your ideal scenario. Are you happy? Are you fulfilled? Does clinical care bring you joy? Awesome. Develop that non-negotiable list. Go find that job or create it. If you continue to feel burned out, even when you have an ideal situation, consider that it's full-time clinical care burning you out, and consider what changes you can make. Can you drop down to PRN, to part-time, and start working on that other thing that you're really passionate about, that gets you excited, that you can eventually make some money off of as well? All right, that's all I got for you guys today. I will be talking about those other two main questions. Does home health bring me more money? And can I still bring a fitness forward approach to my home health patients? I will be addressing those probably in our MMOA community Facebook page, doing some just one-off short little podcasts like this. So check it out over there if you want to dig into those other two concepts, or just send me a message and I will be happy to jam on any of that with you. All right, y'all, have a good rest of your Wednesday.
Thank you for listening to the MMOA podcast. If you found this helpful, please share with someone that could benefit. And if you're looking for more practical content to help you better serve older adults, head over to www.mmoa.online, where you can learn more about our free resources, our community, continuing education courses, and our certification. Once again, that's www.mmoa.online. Thanks for listening.